Hello, I'm Father Tim, and it's really great you can join me now. I'm outside St James's Church in Bushey to explain to you why Holy Week and Easter is the most important week in the church's year. And I'm going to do that because St James's has some wonderful stained glass windows which tell the story, and I'd like to tell that story to you now. So the first thing to say is that the period that we're in now before Easter is called Lent. It's got the colour purple and it's a time of preparation. We cover crosses in the church and everything is sort of very sparse. And that's to help to prepare us spiritually for what is about to come in Holy Week. And I should say as we start that Jesus lived a long time ago in a society that was in many ways different from our own, and the way people treated each other was very much more different. Very sadly, violence, torture, and those kind of really nasty things that people do to each other was a part of his society, and thankfully it's not now a part of ours. Although there are some parts of the world where people still choose to be bad to each other. And so, for Christians this week, where Jesus suffers and dies for us, for everyone, is an indication that shows us how much God loves us. How much he loves you and how much he loves me. And the proof for that is what happens on Easter morning. So where do we begin? Well, we begin on Sunday, the 28th of March this year, with a day called Palm Sunday. And the first Sunday is known as Palm Sunday. That's when Jesus enters into Jerusalem triumphantly on donkey. Some people think that he might be the king that's going to save Israel. But other people have another idea. So I'm here at the high altar, the east end of the church. And behind me you can see this lovely Victorian stained glass window. And if you look more closely, and I'll show you some close-up images to my side, you'll be able to see the last final days of Jesus' life on earth and his resurrection on Easter Day. So if we start there in the bottom corner, and the focus after Palm Sunday is the Thursday of that Holy Week. And it's also called Maundy Thursday. It's when we celebrate the Last Supper, when the celebration of the Eucharist, the sacred meal for Christians, begins. And after that, Jesus goes out to pray and he is arrested. And as you can see there in the image there, he's sent first to be on trial with the Roman authorities. And he's convicted and he's sent to be flogged, to be badly treated. And for Christians during this week, on the Thursday evening, we remind ourselves of the start of this holy meal, the Eucharist. And then afterwards we have a procession through church to somewhere called the Watch, where we watch with Jesus until midnight. The next day is Good Friday. And on Good Friday is the day that Jesus died. And as you may know, he died on a cross. He was hung on the cross to die. And before he was hung on the cross, he had to carry his cross to the place where he was to be killed. And you'll see here in the middle, there is Jesus carrying his cross. And then on the top there, you can see Jesus with his arms on the cross. Many of you may know that the cross is a sign that many Christians wear. You'll see it in many churches. And although it is a really horrible way to die, it's also a sign of God's love for us. And that's why Good Friday is a really solemn, a very sad day, but a very holy day. But we know that the story does not end there, because after Jesus dies, he's buried, and You can see his body being taken down from the cross. And then after the Sabbath, so they observe the Jewish Sabbath on the Saturday. And then early in the morning on the Sunday, something amazing happened. They went to the tomb and they found it empty. Jesus had been raised from the dead. And you can see there in the stained glass there, Jesus triumphant out of the tomb. And that's also shown in one of our other stained glass windows in church. And here is another stained glass window in the church, and it tells the story of what happened on Easter morning. It's called The Empty Tomb. And here you can see the tomb with 3 women, the first to see the resurrection, an angel, and it says, "He is not here, he is risen, as he said." Jesus is not here, he has risen. And Easter is the celebration of Jesus rising from the dead. And it's a great time of rejoicing and of hope and of new life. And what happens in church on that day is we'll have a special service in the evening where we light a new fire. And for any of you who have been baptized, we bless and mark our new Easter candle, which is lit every time someone is baptized and enters the church. And we have a big party, which we can't do as we would like this year, but we light fireworks and ring the bell. So here's a little bit of some of the story of Easter, told through some of the stained glass windows in St. James's. But I particularly wish you, or whoever you find yourself doing, celebrating and marking Easter this year, or whether you're just looking forward to the Easter break, that you find the hope of the new life in the world around us, in your life and in your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm really looking forward to that time when we can invite you all into St. James's and show you all these wonderful things here in person.